Warwick Thornton was born in St. Teresa. A tiny Aboriginal lives outside of Alice Springs. He has spent the majority of his life in Alice Springs, where he has lived and worked. He has a long story with the Central Australian Aboriginal Media Association, CAMA, dating back to his days as a young teenager learning to be a DJ at the CAMA radio station for 20 years. Warwick Thornton is a writer, director, photographer, and cook.
The grow can cook, and they are my dishes.
Thornton is the first Aboriginal comedian to make a feature film in Australia, which has established a distinct desert voice in the new wave of Aboriginal cinema. Warwick Thornton said he made a film, Samson Delilah. Samson is a teenager love story in the desert, and it is a true love story with no audience. This is the story about the two teenagers living a rural Aboriginal communities in Central Australia. Delilah Gibson is a quiet but energetic 14 years old who is completely responsible for the care of her elderly grandmother Nina Gibson. The wild Samson, also 14, is a petrol sniffer, the young Aboriginal teenager hooked to a fuel has a kind of intoxication. Warwick Thornton looks at individuals who lives in Indigenous community and tell their story to the others who are unfamiliar with Aboriginal, Indigenous culture and the land in his film. Post-colonial trauma, silence, suffering, violence, and other issues are also permanent in Australia.
Today we honour the Indigenous peoples of this land, the oldest continuing cultures in human history. We reflect on their past mistreatment. We reflect in particular on the mistreatment of those who were stolen generations, this blemished chapter in our national history. The time has now come for the nation to turn a new page in Australia's history by righting the wrongs of the past and so moving forward with confidence to the future. We apologise for the laws and policies of successive parliaments and governments that have inflicted profound grief, suffering and loss on these our fellow Australians. We apologise especially for the removal of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children from their families, their communities and their country, for the pain, suffering and hurt of these stolen generations, their descendants and for their families left behind, we say sorry. To the mothers and the fathers, the brothers and the sisters, for the breaking up of families and communities, we say sorry. And for the indignity and degradation thus inflicted on a proud people and a proud culture, we say sorry. We, the Parliament of Australia, respectfully request that this apology be received in the spirit in which it is offered, as part of the healing of the nation. For the future, we take heart, resolving that this new page in the history of our great continent can now be written. We today take this first step by acknowledging the past and laying claim to a future that embraces all Australians. To the stolen generations, I say the following. As Prime Minister of Australia, I am sorry. On behalf of the Government of Australia, I am sorry. On behalf of the Parliament of Australia, I am sorry. And I offer you this apology without qualification.
Thorntons set out to break down this harmful colonial heritage boundary between a settler and indigenous by casting two leads performance from both settler and indigenous background, and then blending the Christian and indigenous religions and cosmology. Warwick Thorntons create a money program as a result of his work on positions, mainstream indigenous screen production. Thornton's creations of an indigenous screen production sectors, as well as the long and difficult journey to the mainstream acceptance, has been made possible in significant part by focus the screen regulations and industry assistance. And Thornton's work has recently shifted toward more visible indigenous filmmaking. It is the result of a long affiliation with the Central Australian Aboriginal Media Affiliation, KAMA, which his mother helped establish and for which he was a teenager radio DJ. Award Thornton's Samson Dalala Indigenous Teenager Love Story, earning the Admire Camera Director Awards at the Cannes Film Festival in 2009, and Indigenous Musical Awards, Most Fabulous Pictures Film Awards at the Melbourne International Film Festival. The Feather Ed film released in 2009 break the 1 million mark, although only the box office making of one film, Samson Dalala, surpassed the production budget.